Minutes later, let's get some food, will you?
All right.
So, what is everyone else doing as this is happening, apart from sleeping?
Well, I was going to say, since now that we've arrived at a stopping place, Talbot would be awake at this point and just be standing outside the doors of the van, just leaning against it, keeping watch. Because he slept on the ride here.
True.
Max was driving all night, so he needs some sleep.
Vectrix is getting some water. Hydration is important.
True.
Oh my god,
Oh.
an autistic person who remembers to drink water?
Oh,
Body is a machine.
In the meantime, he's going to give Vetrix the cash to go do the errands the client wanted to do.
Okay.
You go do this, just don't spend all of it.
Looks down. Okay. This slides off something I can do.
Yeah, it's just go get go get some fuel from the gas station. Go on in there. There's radio playing, some grainy music, doing a news broadcast. There's some. It appears to be like one of the places that like everyone who passes through has to stop in. So there's like a little message board outside of it with some local news, like you might see at any tavern or inn that you might stop at. It's basically right next to the eatery where everyone else is congregating. So might be the same establishment more or less. You see some more mentions of the kind of weird phenomena that you have been hearing about and have even seen for yourself recently. There are some mentions, even like a simple printout photo or two of like inexplicably repaired or replaced road signs, like the classic green with white letters blocky road signs, some that are mostly have fallen down or been painted over or have just rusted away to nothing. There are a couple instances of them just being found inexplicably in perfect condition where they had been missing before. Sometimes there are, again, odd lights seen in the distance, like someone's turning lights on in abandoned towns without any explanation, and then when investigated, no one is found living there. Mostly it is all being posted up as a sort of pseudo message board of travelers coming through, leaving notes about things they've seen, asking questions, maybe commenting on notes that each other have left up, that kind of thing.
Looks then and goes, analog. Takes a few photos of some of them just for reference, and then slunks his way into the gas station.
The fellow behind the bar, the counter looks up to you and says, "Oh, you find that stuff interesting? It seems to be what every traveler's been talking about lately."
Yes, we found one signpost on the way here that was very well maintained, but I don't know why.
Seems to be the case all over. Stuff that shouldn't be there or shouldn't be there anymore is just showing up, like someone's going to a lot of effort to fix a bunch of worthless old signs or turn lights on in buildings no one's listening to. He looks over to the radio and says, want to know the weirdest one? I have no idea where this radio station's coming from. It just appeared one day. Plays nice music, though. Old world stuff. I haven't heard half of these songs before.
Ain't that a kick in the ass?
He's going to look up at the dial and see what the frequency is.
You can note it down. There's nothing particularly unusual about the... it's just a frequency that's available on a commercial radio. You can note it down.
To listen to this later. We need gas.
The right place.
Have you tried bean?
Things runs on gasoline, not methane. This ain't Barter Town. You can work it out. He'll has some people, some younger guys who work for him doing some manual labors. They bring some cans over. They fill the tank back up. Takes your cash.
I see. Thank you. Do you have any large bottles for water?
Sure. You might want to go to the diner next door for that. See you, Jay. Thanks for stopping by, and hope you have a nice time. You might want to go to the diner or the general store for that kind of thing.
Good. Thank you. Gives a kind of smile, which is probably more unsettling than it should meant to be.
The albino snake in the black robes is leering at him.
You know how they treat Arnold they teach Arnold as the Terminator to smile? And it just looks more disconcerting than anything. Then he'll slunk back off to the general store, looking for large bottles of water or large bottles he can use to transport water.
It's not exactly difficult to find, some nice, some great big glass bottles.
Okay. He doesn't have anything specifically to do in the town. However, when he gets all this stuff back to the van, he's going to try and use his personal radio to tune into that frequency.
Okay. It is playing, okay, yeah, back at the van, it is playing, some innocuous, old world songs. You probably classify them as general crowd pleasing, like, pop rock and roll songs. Nothing too obscure or unusual. Or at least it wouldn't have been at the time. Some of these songs probably haven't been heard for quite a long time, though there are plenty of old tapes and discs and digital audio files that have proliferated since then. So a lot of songs haven't been lost to the ether. But one thing that you do notice after listening to them for a while is that the songs play for a while. There's like a set of several songs, and then there's a minute or two of silence, and then another set of songs play, and then there's another period of silence, and then some more songs play in sequence. And it just kind of keeps going like that.
We're going to try something then, and tell me if I can't do it, because I'm not sure what the level of technology is, even for him. He's going to try and transfer a recording of that silence onto his laptop and run it through a spectrograph to see if there's anything making background noise that ears can't hear.
Yeah, give me a computers roll.
Computers, what's my skills? Computers 5, and that's intelligence, so just on. Well, not just
Okay.
on, it's 1 degree of success, sorry.
Okay. Yeah, you can save a sample of it and study it. And as far as you can tell, with all of the software that you have available to study it, it is just dead air in between the sets of songs.
Are they regular intervals?
Not exactly the same. It is a pretty because the lengths of the songs are somewhat different. But it is a very regular pattern that appears to be trying to roughly aim for a certain proportion of like song time, dead air, song time, dead air. The lengths of the songs are a little bit different. The lengths of the dead silences are a little bit different. But yeah, it's several songs in a row, silence, several songs, silence, several songs, silence.
I'll store that back in the back of his brain for later, because that could just be it's not very well automated, or there's someone literally there switching the tapes. But yeah, if nothing shows up on any of the software that there's something in those bits of silence, then he'll just like listen to it. He'll coil up in one of the front seats of the van, listen to the music, and just like slowly just bop up and down.
Yeah. Shade. Max is disturbed in his sleeping by a bopping snake listening to some decent, okay music next to you.
Weezer.
Well, Max will awaken from his nap and look over at the snake. Sorry, excuse me for a second. Yeah. Alright, sorry, I almost died, but I'm good. Anyway. Yeah, Max will awake from his sleep and okay, harder things. Man, Max will wake from his sleep, and he'll look over at Vetrix, and then he'll kind of slowly open his eyes and be like, what are you doing? What are you listening to?
I found some golden oldies. Offers an earbud.
Max accepts the earbud.
Speaker, headphone, whatever.
Yeah.
Contraption it is.
Yes, an earbud to fit in the ears you don't have.
Yes.
You have to tape it over your ear hole.
We'll have to make it work somehow.
Stick it in the hole.
Headphones for anthropomorphic species is just such a wonderfully funny concept. It works somehow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. But yeah, Max is lets his guard down a little bit more, and we'll show Vetrix his cassette player. Probably really too old for you to be interested in, but I do have these. Made these mixtapes myself.
It's analog. Is it magnetic tapes?
Yes.
Looks through it. Just looks through them and did you know that they still store data on magnetic tapes because it doesn't degrade like other materials? Even digital data can corrupt over time, but magnetic tapes, as long as they're not subject to a lot of radiation, are almost perfect.
Did not know that, Mr. Snake.
Analog technology still has its uses. It's just not very fast, but these interesting.
Mr. Smith, when we get to our location, you're going to make sure we get paid then, or are we needing to go through some other guy of yours?
Oh, right, of course. I'm guessing this is the halfway point, so we should settle up now. He opens up the case again, ruffles in he ruffles around in a like a brown paper folder, and he pulls out some paper money and gives you each. I will note this down in gameplay, so make sure that Jay sees it. You each get 20 cash monies. Which are, in this case, there are 1,000,000 currencies in the world. These ones are a paper currency. Vectrex actually recognizes them as being one of the more common one of the more common local trade currencies used in the markets of Chicago.
Yeah, I assume whatever money he's got left over, which is also $20, is pretty much the same.
Yeah. It's basically the same as your cash. I mean, cash is cash and it all spends everywhere, because I'm not going to make you go through the madness of having like half a dozen different currencies that might not be accepted everywhere. But...
Well, that's good. I didn't want my NCR dollars to be worth less than a single Legion denarius.
Exactly. You know what would be a really fun mod for someone to make somehow for New Vegas would be for the values of your currencies to actually fluctuate depending on which factions you're favoring more in the story.
That would be neat. Oh shit. That is neat sounding.
Well, Tabert's going to go back to the van and lean over the driver's window to Max, letting him... Hey, little guy, when we're driving, if you need a break, just let me know and we'll swap spots and I'll come up the drive with you.
Yeah, I should be fine. Max smiles.
A small crowd of a couple passers-by are drawn to the music filtering out of the open windows. Just kind of listening, nodding. Car has an okay sound system, so a couple people are getting close.
And Pearl Jam starts blaring out. Even flow.
I love Pearl Jam.
No, it's great. Unironically great. I love it. I love how goofy the vocals sound, but also I love the musicianship.
So I'm kind of like a fan of those bands that are like post-90s grunge, where it's just gone straight into depression, like Soundgarden and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Spoon Man. I love Spoon Man. Alice in Chains too, I guess, to a point. They're a little older though.
Yeah, there's a couple local kids. One of what looks like a rather decrepit old person in a shawl, like a hooded shawl, who's been shuffling around the main square. They just kind of pause and listen for a moment and chatter, and eventually kind of get shooed away.
Certainly does seem to draw people's attention.
For comparison, I know Max has got like his own mixtapes and so on, but it's like the music that's put out into the contemporary music today, like new. Like, yeah, there are not many. I guess the question is, are there not many like stations and stuff that are playing actual old, like pre-Cataclysm music?
There are plenty. There are some. It's just like there are so many CDs and so many files on so many hard drives that it's not like most of the old media has been lost. But there are also, new bands and stuff doing new stuff. It is at the very least potentially a bit odd that you have a station that is just playing music for no purpose. Like there's not even an amateur DJ talking as he swaps the tapes or something, or like they're not doing advertisements or music. It's just this odd on-off music and silence, and it's all old music.
I mean, that happens today, but it's because there's such a glut and a wealth of material that even your very basic amateur hobbyist can make a radio station. But in like post Cataclysm, I doubt it's that easy.
Yeah,
even get a transmitter.
Yeah, it's kind of the case if it's almost sort of gone back in a way to the Wild West, where most towns will have at least like a literal Radio Shack with a radio tower that's just for keeping in touch with the nearby towns and like disseminating news. Most decent-sized towns will have like a ham radio set up, essentially. There are, there are radio stations and operators out there who play music and do that kind of stuff. It's not, it's almost like early TV days of there's like 2 or 3, maybe 4 channels to pick from, and they kind of come in and, they kind of come and go sometimes randomly.
Mm-hmm.
But this one is at the very least.
Willie Wire here, 106.9, APOC FM. It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine.
Yeah, it's the case. Like, there are people who do that with exactly that presentation. It's odd that this station just kind of appeared one day. It's playing like really apparently perfect recordings of old music, and that no one's even talking on it or advertising anything.
Vector points out to Max, but he's going to point out to everyone else that this is new, and he learned about it from the gas station because they just stumbled upon it. But it ties into all these other things that are on the message board there of people just seeing all these old buildings light up and all these old billboards come back. And now we have an old radio station, kind of.
Something that kind of brings it all together, though, there's literally no strings attached. Like, you don't got people coming in saying, like, advertising that they're revamping old circuit systems and, like, relay towers for power, or places that are coming in and refurbishing those. It's just all happening. Spooky's one word, but like that. Sure, y'all, if you think about it for a second, that's no small feat, any of those at all. Like, restoration efforts are timely. Getting like power grids up and running for not just single houses, but sometimes whole neighborhoods coming back to life that's a lot of manpower, and then a radio station with that little static, like. Even the ones back home have a little bit of hiccup.
Even they're either using some kind of magnetic tapes that data is recorded on, because magnetic tapes keep data fidelity, including music, for a very long time, or they are up-to-date re-recordings.
Oh, hey, I'm all happy for it. Means we at least get to listen to something nice while we're driving.
Quite a variety too. As like the Pixies comes on. Where is my mind? It's just I want to think about it more, but honestly, I don't have any reason to really be worried about it yet. It's like none of that stuff that's happened been affecting anybody, at least nothing that I've heard about.
It's just interesting.
No short fascinating, that is for sure. And hey, if it brings people a little bit of a smile and pause, I can't say it's a bad thing. certainly make a couple days of the trip a little bit easier.
Hmm.
I'm hearing Crackpot Joe talk about on his station, talking about more UFO sightings that he saw from prison. I know that none of our characters are making a reappearance, but you cannot tell me that he isn't still out there. Fox moldering his shit from prison. I swear it's here.
What's his name, Joe? Was that
I
his
don't
name?
think so.
I
It might have been
forgot
like
his name.
Eustace or Eugene or another like name that lines up with an old guy who drinks more than he breathes.
Always Obed.
True. Also,
I'm trying to remember the guy from Lovecraft's story that everyone rips off now, who is the old town drunk who's seen too much and is absolutely correct,
I mean,
regardless of
true-
how insane he sounds.
true to form, the gentleman was correct. They were from space. So like can't argue with him.
Well, if everybody's inside the van, Max will start the engines up so we can get on the road.
Black Betty
Okay.
starts playing. Hell yeah.
You get back on the road, and you start moving off. Did you elect to try to take a circuitous route, or are you beelining it for Alexandria?
I mean,
Well, we should be beelining straight towards there because our client here was needing us to get there quickly. Even more so now that we're being potentially followed.
All
truly.
this time of inactivity, passive conversation and driving and boring long straight rides, Max will want to see how far he can push this van. Well,
It's a question of, you have a lot of momentum. You can certainly get up to a pretty decent clip in this thing. Granted, the roads here are not good. They've been overgrown a fair bit. You could get 40 miles an hour is probably a conservative estimate for controllable driving under these circumstances.
even with someone with advanced training.
You can get a little bit more out of this machine than normal. You've got a feel for the engine. It speaks to you. You're becoming instinctively aware of this thing's song.
It's telling you I'm a V6, don't make me a V8. That's not how this works.
This is a workman-like vehicle. It is practical. It's not exciting, but it's getting you there. You can definitely tell it's quite well maintained. None of those none of those worrying little vibrations or hitching feelings in the engine. No random little sputters that indicate that maybe a cylinder is misfiring. No, it's good. It's pretty good across the board, to be honest.
Max sighs. Why was I expecting anything more? It's good enough for this job, though.
A little while later, as the sun is going by overhead, I presume that you are still listening to the radio.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, the song that you're currently listening to is interrupted by a sudden burst of static and an electronic squeal. And after a moment's silence, you hear a voice, a bit staticky. Hello, good listeners, and one listener in particular. I know you can hear me, Doctor. You know who I am, and you know what I want, and I know where you are and where you're going. give it back. Click. And the music comes back.
He looks around the car, the van, and says, did everybody hear that, or was I having an episode again?
No, you weren't having an episode. I heard the two.
Very weird audio ad.
Some dude just trying to be spooky.
He's just, like, staring at the radio dial, like, completely wide-eyed.
Upon listening to the conversation in the back, Max will try to go a little bit faster.
Oh, yeah, you can step on it a little bit. Eventually, you give me, in this case, who is in the front seat?
I get Max, obviously.
Max and
I guess I guess Vectrix, unless anyone kicked him out.
Ain't kicking you nowhere.
The reptiles are driving.
The mammals are in the back.
Yeah.
Steely Dan is on, the windows are rolled up, the AC is on.
Have water.
You have water.
He does. He got a big bottle. He's hydrating.
Moisturized in his lane.
Give me an awareness test, both of you. Okay, well, you you don't see it, maybe a bit too much flying dust, and as you take a corner in the road, you are forced to suddenly put on the brakes as you see there is another large truck with like a cloth-covered back sitting sideways in the road in front of you, with a number of people standing around it. They are all obviously armed. They are not aiming directly at you or opening fire, but they are all turned to face you as you as you are forced to come to a halt. There are thick trees on either side of the road. It would technically not be impossible to off-road this thing around this obstruction, but it might be quite difficult. And you didn't see it coming in time to make major course corrections.
Question: a natural smell works in the same way all the unnatural stuff works, right?
Yeah, it would just be a. It would be a free degree of success
Mm-hmm.
in any awareness tests that were using that sense.
Cool.
Or you could think of it as like a phantom plus 10 to your awareness for that situation. Either of the math comes out the same.
Well, don't suppose you want to attempt to talk our way out of this one. I wouldn't be averse to giving it a shot, but I just want to make sure I'm not wasting my time if we're already kind of set for whatever's coming.
Vectrix is slowly disappearing into the footwell. There's a head on top of just like a black and white mass.
Remember that fear of death you were talking about earlier?
Is there... I know... okay, is there anything that can identify who these people are? Is there anything written anywhere on the truck, or any like patches that they're wearing, or any, or like what kind of weapons are they carrying? Kind of details.
I won't make you roll again. We can reuse the same roll in this case. You can't see any large, obvious symbols. They look like they're dressed in a similar way to kind of like gang fighters, tough guys, road warriors that you might have seen before. Mixes of improvised body armor, leathers, metal plates. Couple of them are holding firearms of one kind or another. Two of them appear to have what might be swords or machetes and metal slab shields. When they're kind of like getting up from rest positions, kind of forming up around their truck that they have used as an improvised roadblock. Looking to you, kind of forming up with each other, patting each other on the shoulder, pointing, nodding to each other, having a conversation. One of them cups his hands around his mouth and starts trying to yell at you, but it's kind of hard to hear him from inside the van with the engine running.
Well, one of Max's instincts is to run from this, or at least go into reverse, but I'm not going to do that unless the party wants me to. Do we want to try to talk our way through this? Or do we want to run?
I mean, here's a bigger question. You see Siobhan's like big head just kind of pop out from the back and get a better look at the vehicle that we're headed towards. Is it like a truck with a covered back, like a covered like cabin? Not cabin. What do you call it?
Cab.
Cab. There it is. Or is it like a van or something with like an open back?
It's much more of a crude construction than the vehicle you're in. It's essentially like if someone had like the basic frame and like wheels and axles of a truck and essentially built like a covered wagon on top of it. Okay. There's like you can see like an exposed driver's position, and then there's like a tarp covered rear cargo / seating area with like a corrugated metal sunshade over the top of the driver's seat and the shotgun front seat.
Okay. Kind of looks at Max, like.
Max looks at you.
How good are you at kissing? Vehicle to vehicle, I mean.
Doing what? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
This vehicle has more weight in it right now than the van that whatever that is at the end. You gun it, you aim front right to their front left. It's going to bulldoze that thing out of our way and we can keep going. Probably not going to be the best for this van, but I really don't care.
Oh, that was an out of character question because I didn't hear what you said before.
Essentially, how the ask is if Max would be cool with essentially gunning it, aiming to crash into I'm assuming it's aimed like to where the left side of the vehicle is exposed, or right, or whatever side it is, whatever front part of the vehicle is. Essentially forcible T-bone, but at a way to push it out of the way to continue onward, effectively destroying the blockade. Because like there's a lot of wood, there's a lot of fabric, and there's no one in the vehicle. It's going to have a considerably lower weight than ours, and if we keep going at the momentum we're going, we'll have enough force to potentially blow past them, unless they have something like blocks under the tires, or we're smart enough to put on the e-brake so that there's no if there is an e-brake in that thing, like we either get out and we scramble, or we plow through. I don't think talking is going to do much. They've probably already been paid more than what we could offer them, and if they're road warriors of their look, they're probably only going to talk or do with money. So, yeah. If you're not confident this thing could handle that impact, then we'll just have to go with plan B. And she goes and grabs her guitar case.
Upon when Max, like, you know, he's driven with this vehicle, he's inspected this vehicle, what would Max calculate the chances of that working be if we were to try that? Is it a good, bad, unlikely, a possibility? Just like a general idea. It doesn't have to be exact, like numbers or anything. Just by looking at the vehicle in front of him and knowing.
Well, it is of similar mass to you. There's the possibility that you'd be able to maybe hammer a corner of it out of the way enough to squeeze past. It's kind of at an angle. So you might be able to gun it and then, like, essentially smash through the blockade. T-boning it would probably result in you wrecking your own car in the collision if you just, like, slam and come crashing to a halt. It would also probably not do a great thing for any of the people inside the vehicle, and they're all outside the vehicle, so you might wreck both of your vehicles, but then you'd be surrounded by angry men with guns in a wrecked car.
Just
and you know what happened to Bonnie and Clyde in that situation.
What kind of grenades does Tavert have?
At the moment, he's got 2 flashbangs and 2 improvised pipe bombs. Okay, well, wait, how big is the truck, and how far is the entire group spread out?
Well, allow me to elucidate you by moving the party over to the combat map.
Oh
boy.
Yay, my first furry RPG combat possibly happening.
Yay.
Yes, to clarify, combat has not happened yet.
Yes, I know. I'm being silly.
Okay, so is the tiny squares the movement, or is it the big squares?
The tinies, the smaller squares. The map, unfortunately, already had squares on it.
Okay, so out of character, you guys, the flashbangs would not be effective here. They are too small of a radius.
Question for Stern: do we have a vehicle model for, like,
Yeah,
us?
I'm putting one down.
Give me control of it. Well, that's a really small man. Okay.
I'm stretching it.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Dang, first look at something. Wow, that's really small. Damn.
Look, we just need to put it in water for it to grow.
Oh, dude, I love those things. Holy shit.
If we go with the first plan of ramming and, like, just doing this kind of thing and, like, you know, doing that, I guess, right?
Yeah, that would be the play.
Wait, could we Ace Ventura this and go off-roading through the jungle?
You could!
Bobbing, they would definitely be upset that we try to go around them.
So, just something to keep in mind. As far as attempting to talk our way out of the situation, outside of giving them either Mr. Dr. Smith and the briefcase, or at the very least the briefcase, I don't know if they're gonna, like, be down with that at all.
Yeah, we have to give up Mr. Smith. But if we
Yeah.
if we crash into that and we can't get past it, we're gonna be in combat right on top of them, point blank,
I mean, yeah, where guns are less effective.
Yes.
Oh, mine's still as effective, but that's because mag dumping at close range is funny.
It's very true. Like either way sounds like it's going to come with its own set of equatable consequences. So it truly is just whatever flavor you're feeling. Although I will say, having a road that is at the very least semi a road instead of just thick grass that may or may not be full of mud or inconsistent
Rocks.
soil density and rocks and
Well,
fallen trees.
one question first. These guys at the parked truck up ahead, do they look like they're hostile, or do they look like they're just standing around?
They are all formed up, gesturing at the. They all have their weapons kind of at the ready. They're gesturing at the van. One of them has his hands cupped around his mouth and is like hollering at you, but they're not advancing.
Maybe we just roll down the window, see what they want. Worst case
idea.
scenario, we could then just reverse out of here.
Yeah.
Would probably be the safer option. Well,
Alright,
roll
well-
down the window.
Yes, let's roll down the window, and since Max is in the driver's seat, he will attempt to hear what he's yelling at him.
You can roll down the window and lean out, and over that, like over the humming engine, you can hear one of the guys yelling. It's like, "Hey, you! Step out of the vehicle. We know who you are."
Well, that answered my question. Max is gonna put it into reverse.
Just drive backwards.
Well, we could either just drive forward, slam into the truck and get stopped, go off-roading and get stopped, or we could reverse and be able to drive out.
Well, I'm reversing to get enough momentum so we can ram past it.
No, we're gonna hit them with more momentum.
Smart decision too. Reverse, turn around, or reverse long enough to where they give chase, and then just squeeze past them, since they're no longer stationary. Easier to crash past a moving vehicle.
Unless they go head to head.
Unless they go head to head, and it's going to be the world's shortest game of chicken.
Well, I at least want to, since we all seem to agree that reversing probably is a good idea, more than, yeah, so we're all on that same page. So Max will reverse, and he'll go a moderate speed backwards, and I want to see what the reactions are while Max is reversing.
Okay. Well. What I will say now is that I'm going to stop this here because action scenes, especially action scenes with this many people involved, are going to probably take hours, and we do not have that much time left. Also, I would like Jay to be here for this.
True.